Do you like have the ability to like out CS the Pango and trade the Pango with Whirling Death early? It's like you also just have a right click damage advantage, right? So we'll see how this ends up going. Both players dropping the exact same ward essentially. Good stuff. All right, for those of you who are just tuning in, welcome to the stream as we are going into our final game of the evening here. It is Team Secret taking on the side of Shopify Rebellion. Shopify currently up one game in this best of two series, but we'll see if Secret can pull it back. Both these teams went 1-1 in their earlier series, right, this morning. So big game for both of them.
30 seconds to battle.
I'm looking to see where Eki and Puppy are going to go. I think this is that's like the one big question for me from Secret, like how they're going to play these two heroes.
Yeah, right now they're together for these initial runes, but you're right, they could move around. They didn't really place wards to scout out like the lanes. I guess they feel comfortable Shopify of like where Shopify is going to lane, so maybe they don't need to see any of that. Looks like Eki might be going top like he called.
Yeah, I think this is correct. I think this is an absolute necessity because when you see this Enchantress and you have a Doom, like you just can't play Enchant. And so maybe you go like Impetus, you probably pick up Nature's Attendance at 1 just to trade with the Hoodwink, and then you play for like points in your queue. But I think for the game, Secret wants the Enchant to start putting pressure on some of these towers.
Yeah, and you can remove Warcry, which would make it hard for Slardar to get in the damage. I like that they spotted Enchantress moving down and immediately Kitrak blocked this medium camp a little out of the lane to make sure Enchantress doesn't get to use that.
Ooh, that's cool. I like that. Good call. I really like the Warcry early on the Sven here. But yeah, there's the enchant. Just comes out right away. That being said, with the enchant means no Nature's Attendance, so you don't have that kind of efficient trading that you like to have on the Enchantress at level 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll probably pick it up at level 2. I don't think he'll get too much done with Impetus right off the bat. We've seen Puppy scale up in some games, so yeah, eventually, but here in the lane, I think just W and E sounds good.
These two mid laners having some fun. I mean, this lane gets very hard once Yopaj gets level 3, let alone level 4. But there's your first blood. It's just, I don't understand how they get the level 2 timing to go. I mean, they didn't even have level 2, did they? How did this happen?
Slardar bash, Slardar good.
Like, is it just enchant into Slardar bash, Slardar bash, Slardar bash? Like, that is wild.
I think so.
Wow. Good stuff. All right, that's huge. All right, here we go with the replay. It is... Oh, it's just Crush level 1 into enchant, and yep, you just walk him down. That'll do it. All right, good stuff.
Thank you, observers, for making up for us looking around at different things.
We have the greatest observers here.
Yeah, so far, Corden keeping up in the mid lane, like you mentioned. The first couple levels you get by, but it's going to get worse. And Yopaj definitely, he's winning the trades in terms of damage and forcing Corden to buy more regen.
Dude, this kill was a little bit surprising. Saberlight just getting a little bit too aggressive here. I don't know if he meant to get Intimidate on his like jungle creep, but I guess it's better than nothing, I suppose. But yeah, that is a nice pickup here for Crystallis on this Wind Ranger. He's already off to a pretty good start. Did end up going for that early bracer, so a little bit of extra HP and regen to play around in the lane. And a second bracer. So yeah, he just doesn't bother with the Wraith Bands this game.
Gotcha.
Precious bounty.
I think it makes sense. He's not taking too much physical damage from the lane. Sven, of course, later on, but I think you'll depend on your evasion rather than your armor. So just going to go for the extra damage from the bracers this game.
Saberlight actually holding a point at the moment, but we'll see what he ends up doing with it.
Has been killed.
Dude, this bottom lane has been in a really good position for Secret this whole time. It's very similar to last game, right? Like, Boom had the lane in a great spot for him, and when he was having a really good time on the Enigma, obviously the Sven not struggling nearly as much, even with that first death. I don't think he's really struggling. I don't think he cares all that much, but Puppy's doing a really good job. He's got, you know, 2 points in the enchant now, of course, so he's got himself the Wild Wing Ripper. So it gives you a Hurricane option, which is pretty scary. Considering like you're playing with a Slardar, you can just Hurricane. Yep, there it is, just right into the Slardar. And yeah, Sven just taking a lot of damage just for showing up in the lane.
He tried to body block too, but good on Arteezy to immediately turn, get out of there.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I feel like Yopaj is going to get hit level 6 and just try and kill someone. Thelacore gets caught from an Avatos again in the top lane. Saberlight trying to chase down Eki. He's... Oh! The Shackle? Can he get the Lotus off? He does, but Chrysalis has got a power shot. That is both dead. Dude. All right. Chrysalis is owning on this Wind Ranger. Level 5. He's going to get a bunch of solo time in the lane here as well. He's going to go for those treads fairly early. Lanes are going much better for Secret this time around.
Yeah, I think he's got more last hits right now than he did at 10 minutes last game. So he's feeling great. He's doing a lot better this time.
And Saberlight's gone for a very greedy build in the lane. Like, just 2 points into the Devour, he's like, all right, we're not having a great time here. I'm going to just use Devour as a recovery tool. He does get Pack Leader's aura now as a result, so a little bit more damage and farm potential for him, but... yeah, it's not been a great lane by any means for this Doom.
Yeah, I think that's what he was debating when he was saving that skill point. Like, I'm not really running down a Wind Ranger with Scorched Earth, so why not just get more farm? Might be in a bit of trouble here. Can he get the toss back?
Nice positioning in the lane there.
Yeah,
but he still takes a decent chunk of damage.
Yeah, it's still pretty annoying for him.
They want Corden. He's level 5. He just uses the swash. Kitrak comes in, gets telekinesis, and Yopaj with his brand new level 6 is looking to secure the kill. And that's going to be pretty darn easy for a Timbersaw. We knew this was going to happen eventually.
Yeah, and it's the time for it. 6 minutes. That's when you come in for the runes, which actually Eki manages to steal here. Maybe toss back the Olacore?
I mean,
not quite under the tower, though.
A little bit of an annoying hero to grab, but that Acorn shot's going to do a lot of damage, and it sets up Yopaj for a trade. I don't know if he can finish Puppy here. Does have a Chakram in one, but yeah, the Nature's Attendants. He's also got Stick and Fairy Fire. I'll just let him go.
Yopaj happy with that. Please send more kills my way. Thank you.
Right? I mean, you can see the difference in the net worth mid, right?
Yep. Not only it was already inching his way, but now bringing in this rotation, which Secret was also trying to do. They were just a little bit behind Shopify Rebellion. So now that lead has really solidified for Yopaj.
Corden will get level 6 off this wave. Yeah, he just forces the swash there just to guarantee it. I know he just does not want to deal with the potential of Yopaj diving him constantly. So needs his level 6 as a backup, being able to pop the Rolling Thunder.
Arteezy coming top again.
Yeah, I like this rotation. Getting Chrysalis would be huge. The core is trying to find him. Does find a nice bushwhack into the Stormhammer, but a good avalanche from Eki. Here comes Puppy as well. Telekinesis to pull them back, and with the Scorched Earth, more than enough damage. There's a Doom available. Saberlight, of course, not wanting to... Oh, the big crit! That'll do it!
This is why I took the
Zero armor
aura.
Tiny taking 280 damage from a crit or something there. 270 just damage from a crit. That is that's pretty nice.
Yeah, usually this is not the aura you want at the start. The mana aura is really nice for your early game, but hey, you take a kill with that.
That's so funny. I can't believe he gets the crit there. He actually might have been at negative armor because Thelacore does have a Blightstone, so he could have been at like -2 or something.
That's true. I really like the way Thelacore played that gank as well, and earlier in the mid lane we saw it as well. Just being patient with his spells, not throwing anything out too early. It's helping his team find these kills. Could have easily messed it up in that mid lane where he throw out Bushwhack, but Timbersaw cuts all the trees. He was patient through all of that, made sure he'd land the stuns, and that's helping them pick up these kills. He just died there while looking around in their jungle, but it's okay. He's done what he needs to do so far.
Puppy just walks right into a God Strength Sven, and he's getting away for the moment, but there's some TPs coming. He really wants this kill. Delacor with a bushwhack will help set that one up, and Puppy, unfortunate for him, he was looking for a Wisdom Rune, and bottom lane, they're looking for Boom, honestly. A very good kill if they can get it. Yopaj just needs to try and stay on top of him. He's got only 1 point in the Guardian sprint, so it's expired, and a Chakram should seal the deal here. Nah, Kitrak steals it himself, so Sardar was having a great game. He was top net worth. I like this item build of this Orb of Corrosion, and he's going for the Mage Slayer, but that's going to slow him down a good amount.
I'm pretty sure Yopaj planted his own tree there while chasing that Slardar to get closer. Yeah, that was pretty nice. He may have gotten that kill anyways, but it's always cool to see these little plays from the Timbersaw players. Actually, both ways. Sometimes the Timbersaw or his team sets him up for like cool Timber chains. Sometimes it's the enemy team that screws him over.
Yeah. We're going to see a smoke out from Shopify. They got Doom, right? They're like, okay, we got to bring some pain to Corden again here in the mid lane. We'll see if we can find him. He is going to pop the swash, but they're going to walk right into a secret lineup that is smoked onto the backside. As the Doom comes out, he hits Chrysalis immediately, and they've got more than enough damage. Oh my goodness, Thelacor,
so much.
3 points, Acorn shot just destroyed him as Eki will burn under this scorched earth. He needs one more attack. They've got him. Rolling Thunder stolen from Kitrak at the last second, and now he's looking for Boom. The Rubik's Cube a little bit stronger here as they just get 4. No way.
Very nice from Shopify Rebellion. The Doom on Chrysalis. I thought Chrysalis got his spells off, so I thought he was still going to pick up a kill, but lucky Acorn bounces there because I think they had like an Enchantress creep there too, right? But the bounces kept going to the Wind Ranger and nuked his health down so quickly.
Yeah, that, I mean, it is 4 points in the Scorched Earth plus that Acorn shot. Like, I'm pretty sure the Acorn only bounced between her. Yeah, okay. It hit her 3 times plus the attack, so that's a lot of damage. I mean, Wind Ranger, she does have this double bracer, but she still only has 1,000 HP, and dude, that steal from Kitrak, literally mid stun as that's coming down on top of him. He gets the steal. That is so slick.
Yeah, very nice Rubik performance from him so far. Last game and now this game as well. Some nice steals, and he's still keeping on to roll, so he can use it again coming up here in just looks like 15 seconds. So if they want to try to make a play around it, you can maybe even get a third one. If you do it really quickly, maybe get another one.
He was like throwing a sharpshooter at Eki in mid, and like Chrysalis just like randomly running through the jungle just gets clipped by and loses like a third of his HP. Good stuff. Good stuff. We haven't really talked about Artesian a bit because he has just been left to his own devices on the Sven, right? Like he finds that freebie kill onto the Enchantress earlier, but he is now second on the net worth, looking for that Echo Saber after his Mask of Madness, closing in on his level 10. So he's having a good time, and it's just space being made from Shopify, right? You have these 2 supports that are super active, both pretty high level. As the Shackle comes out, Beautiful, he doesn't die to this, so Chrysalis respecting it once again, being like, I can't go in. Yopaj, the blink reveal, comes right through, and there again with the Rubik. Oh, he cancels. He actually cancels out that Rolling Thunder for the moment, steals the Avalanche, which is great, but they TP out on Puppy as well. Saberlight will find himself a clip in the back, but Yopaj ends up blinking for. He's got amplify damage. Oh no, Chrysalis, he's gone.
Damn. 250 damage on the Timbersaw just attacking along with all his spells doing so much extra damage. This is cool. This time we see Timbersaw go straight blink. So we got Arcane Soul Ring blink, which is allowing him to join the fights a lot faster. And they don't have the same kind of nuke damage we saw in the last game where the Timbersaw was worried about, you know, maybe like Centaur nukes, Leshrac magic damage. So now he's just going in. He's going in, and he doesn't have to be all that worried from the enemy team. At least not yet. Like as Wind Ranger picks up more damage, he'll be a little more cautious of that.
Saberlight? I thought he would just doom him, honestly, to send a message. I thought it would be coming, but Theliacor will get caught from the defusal there from Corden. Ends up jumping to the... Uh-oh. Well, he's going to die eventually. They had to reposition there. In comes the Shackle as well. Corden picking that one up. Bottom lane, they are looking for something, but you are right underneath a brand new ward. I mean, this game started out so much better for Secret than game number 1, but we're looking at a 4,000 gold lead all of a sudden for the side of Shopify at this 14-minute mark. I mean, it's not like an insurmountable lead by anyways, but it's surprising considering how well it was looking for them.
Yeah, I think that mid-fight, Shopify Rebellion going like 4-0, 4-1 or something, whatever it was, that was really good for them. I think it was a pretty close game until that point. Boom now has his Mage Slayer, and he's going to start working on Blink Dagger. I feel like maybe they just have to wait for that. Like, Tiny's halfway to the Blink Dagger. They have the Diffusal on Pango, but I'm not sure who they can kill with that.
His farm speed is also not that great without the Slithering Crush, right? A lot of times, if you want to farm on the Slardar, you just max the Slithering Crush and just like take down Ancient stacks pretty easily. Eki here in the bottom lane does get grabbed a nice amount of chain stuns into even an avalanche stall, and his Theliacor will help find the kill. He ends up tossing in the Doom, which is easy. They're both in pretty rough spots here, but Yopaj still sitting on plenty of armor. And he also has an illusion rune to work with. Instead, he's just going to go right on in. Nice aggressive play, but gets shut down. But they get the Doom onto the Wind Ranger. She's trying to take down Yopaj, but she can't do it. Corden doing his best here on this Pango to disrupt the fight, but Saberlight is just too tanky. A beautiful bushwhack from Theliacor once again. And Arteezy is just dumping out the damage on this Sven. They just don't have a response. Stolen Amplify damage or Corrosive Haze. I always sometimes get used. Sometimes I just call the old spell. Terrible name, but Corrosive Haze stolen now from the Rubik.
Hey, it's pretty useful for Sven. Sven with all this physical damage, just throw it on whoever Sven's hitting. I love how much Arteezy has joined in on these fights. We see him making these early rotations, but we also see him not waiting for like, hey guys, I gotta be 5 slotted before I show up to anything. Puppy?
I like that the Corrosive Haze is like green. It looks way more like menacing.
More menacing than the original.
Yeah. Well, Shopify in pretty good control. They have some great wards placed here on the secret side of the map, as they're just continuing to hunt for more. As well, you don't have Doom, but you got plenty of damage to bring down this Tiny. He's back down to the 1 armor. And Kitrak will steal another Avalanche. Obviously, a spell he'd much rather have.
Yeah, it's a great spell. You just throw it on whoever. It's really good for disrupting this Pango ult as well. Like, that could disrupt your fight. But if you just crowd control him like this, nice bushwhack again. Shit,
that one, Yopaj might have jumped the gun on that one slightly.
Yeah. Little bit of counter synergy there.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen, though. It's they've been really good about it so far.
I don't know if you have the damage for this. They're going to pop the Rolling Thunder. And they do manage to do a lot of damage here to Theliacor, but he just bumped up onto the high ground, and instead it's the Slardar who has to run. It's going to be Kitrak caught alone onto the backside, but in comes Arteezy. He pops the Godstrike. He's doing some serious work. Boom, can he get to safety? He's trying, but this Bushwhack just constantly bouncing between us. Saberlight with the blink forward, gets the stomp. It's a killing spree now for the Sven. It ends up being a 2-for-1. A disaster once again. Yes, you get the Rubik, but it costs you substantially.
Is under attack.
And we see some damage issues there. That was just supposed to be a hoodwink kill, but she built this solar crest and Secret's a bit behind, and it took so long. They can't even hit her. The nice thing about that, there's a tier 2 hidden in this hard camp, so I don't know whose that is, but someone's losing a tier 2. For Secret's sake, hopefully it's Shopify Rebellions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's going to make too much of a difference.
Yeah,
you know,
they're going to need every little bit here. They're 10k behind now.
Yeah, and there are stacks being made for Arteezy to continue farming ahead, and he is going for the Aghanim Scepter. So people kind of forget about the Superman Sven Ags. It is pretty good, but the fact that it does apply a basic Dispel makes it a great tool for killing off Wind Ranger. Thelacore here. Oh, he manages to dodge out that Swashbuckle, so just barely survives. Very slick.
We do have a Blink Dagger on Tiny now, and the Blink is almost done on Slardar, so maybe they can start trying to find something, because prior to this point, they were just struggling to... Like, they'd want to fight, but they're all just, like, running at the person. And they're going to deal with, like, the Acorn slows, the Timber Saw slows, and AoE damage. So, hopefully now with the Blinks, they can find some kills, because if they don't, I think Shopify Rebellion's just going to... You know, wrap up a couple more items, get that Aegis, and just keep going from there.
Well, they are smoking through a ward from Shopify, so they don't actually know that this is coming, but they do have this good ward on the backside. They will use it to grab a freebie here, potentially onto the Hoodwink. It does take them a moment, and it does allow Shopify to disengage on the backside. And I mean, that's Rolling Thunder down for this Hoodwink. They do have a ward again on the backside here that Secret don't know about, as they might find Puppey here on the top side. They do. He gets a glimpse of him for the moment, but don't manage to find him. Instead, it's gonna be an opening here on the front side. They get Doom. Yopaj just going in, and Arteezy, he wants to get Chrysalis. They've got the Tiny. He's just diving in. He's got a BKB to play with. The Stomp does come through. The Doom gets thrown out onto the Wind Ranger. Almost finds the kill onto Saberlight, but his BKB comes through. That will give him just enough time to escape, and it's 3 kills once again for Shopify as they get out scot-free.
Man, that started with Secret finding a kill, and before that it looked a little like 20 to 12. Okay, you know, maybe not too bad. 6 of the kills aren't the Ola core. So all the cores have just been mostly free, farming up a bunch, and their timings are coming online. We saw there, like Sven was just hitting away. Usually kiting to Sven is one way to deal with it, but they're not really able to do it right now. And oh man, it is looking rough for them.
I mean, he just ran in so confidently. Like, he didn't have any spells up, like, at the time. Like, Arteezy just pops Warcry and just chases them to their tier 2.
Just walks in, yeah.
Trying to just give vision. He's like, guys, we're, you know, I'm, you know, they're going to go on me. I have BKB at the ready. And yeah, it's exactly what happens, right? Like, Wind Ranger throws Focus Fire onto the Sven, just gets instantly doomed, and there's just no fight left. Smoke in the bottom lane gets popped, but they've got vision already set, and they just instantly take down the Slardar. Saberlight probably gonna go down here, and he does. Great Rolling Thunders through from Corden as they managed to take down a second. Oh, beautiful power shot in through from Chrysalis as well. And Yopaj falling low. This is a massive kill if they can get him, and they do. Nicely done. The question is, can you get more? Sven, he's got BKB, he's got God Strength. He turns it around, he's trying to clean. Chrysalis nearly dies. Puppey's gonna go down as well. Oh, Chrysalis, you gotta get out.
That was almost a triple kill right there for Arteezy.
Chrysalis was one cleave away from dying.
That's still really good for Secret, all things considered.
Yeah.
That was 1,600 gold for that Timbersaw kill. That was his first death. It was 9-0-9 before that. So that is huge for them. They can do Roche. I think that's what they were hoping for, to find a good kill down there, and then between Slardar and Wind Ranger, and then you have your Enchantress tank, Roche, they could get that first Aegis, which would buy him a lot of time. Like, they probably can't make too many plays around that, but Shopify really wants this first Aegis, along with this, like, Ags timing on Sven to, like, really start doing things. So I think they were hoping to steal that. Didn't win that fight cleanly, though, enough to do that.
Very unfortunate shard there as well for Secret. I mean, they would have loved to get this on the Enchantress, but instead you get the tree throw shard for Tiny. It's not terrible. There's the Doom. Okay, so Saberlight, I was wondering if he was going to do this earlier just to send a message, and he's realizing, he's like, you know, it's worth it just taking the Enchantress off the map.
He had to play it safe before this. Now that he knows he's winning, he's like, now I can send messages.
Yeah. I'm surprised we didn't hear the Bing Bong voice line immediately after, but, you know, what can you do? Ooh, they're thinking about going mid, but then maybe a little bit of a bait there as they turn around into a nice kill there for Kitrak, as Arteezy will take down Boom bottom with the help of Thelacore.
I think they can just go do Roche. God Strength, still half duration.
Absolutely. Yep, Saberlight TP'd in. Or not even TP, he just comes through the portal, I think. So, yeah, should be a pretty good Roche for them. First Aegis will likely go the way of Shopify here unless Secret decide to contest, but with your Slardar being dead, unlikely.
Yeah, there's an amplified damage on Yopaj as well, so I think with this, well, they might want to wait for God Strength, but they're in a good spot. They're going to look to clean up some of these tier 1s, or sorry, tier 2 towers.
All right, there we go. I'm surprised Yopaj went back for like the Shivas, which, well, he's looking for Eki. That will help him slow him down for the moment. The Yules is there, and he's got a Rubik relatively close by, and I think it's only a matter of time before he finds his kill. He's trying to find a way of tossing this very annoying Timbersaw away, but yeah, he's able to chase him down. Nicely done there. Bottom lane,
Shivas.
Arteezy.
Ooh, Arteezy?
He's taking a lot of damage, but the BKB keeping him alive for the moment. Crystallis, he popped his own BKB here, and you don't have the Aegis on the Sven, so he's the one that goes down. All right, great awareness there from Secret. Is now they're looking for Saberlight. He drops the Doom, turns it around onto Crystallis, but here comes the Timber, baby. He's ready to go. Theocor on the backside causing a little bit of problems for the side of Secret as they can't really find their opening, and now with Kitrak showing up as well, he managed to steal Corrosive Haze, throws it around onto Boom. You don't really have a lot of physical damage here, and Yopaj, he's out of mana. This is a great fight here for the side of Secret. They will take down the Aegis with this. You might need to run, but Eki with an Avalanche, with the toss, with Corden here as well. Maybe they get this kill. They're going to try. They get the crush. They're going to chase him. They've got a nice fuel to buy him some space, but can he get out for the moment? The Timber Chain on through. Does he get the tiny? He doesn't. He's ended up just falling. Beautiful plays here from Secret.
I cannot believe they managed to find that sequence of events. First, starting with a kill on Arteezy, the BKB on Windranger. Yeah, we get to see it here. Good thing this is her first BKB use because she needed the full duration to finish off this kill here. Chasing down, he went Invis all the way here just as it ends. You see Arteezy even time that stun. Like the last few attacks finish that off.
Boom, top lane. Ends up getting found during this, as you can see. But yeah, I mean, this fight is just so surprising from Secret. It's like a lot of times you see a team get an Aegis and you're like, whatever, go get lanes, push this stuff out, but they just run straight down the bottom lane to punish Arteezy. And I think when they saw the Aegis get picked up on Yopaj, which actually caught me off guard a little bit too, I would have assumed it would have been on the Sven, but they give it to their big Timber and ends up not really paying off for them there.
The logic is that Sven never the best Aegis carrier because of God Strength. Yeah. And that he's still farming like a little bit more. So I think the idea was like, oh, Yopaj and everyone else will go do things. Yopaj has been playing, you know, really aggressive, very deep. So Aegis on him. But like you said, very smart from Secret to then identify it's not on Arteezy, so we can kill Arteezy. And maybe they should have just given it up after that, like just let him die. But kind of came in one at a time after that.
Yeah. Eki doing a really good job once again at cutting waves here. It's just been exactly what we saw last game. They were kind of a little bit behind, and he's just doing everything he can. They are baiting potentially Theocor here. No Blink Dagger available, but they do find him now. They get the D-Ward as well, but the Rolling Thunder through from Corden honestly just sets up a nice pickoff. The question is, can you get out? Because Sven is looking for his opening. The Sharpshooter off the mark, but you just doomed up the Pango. He's going to try and TP. The Stormhammer, it doesn't hit. He gets the roll to safety. He's out, but now Puppey will end up being at the mercy of the Sven. On the backside, Focus Fire does manage to take down this Hoodwink, but Sven's just dancing through these fights, and Chrysalis needs to get out. He's going to be forced to BKB. He's going to be fine. He'll TP on home, a 2 for 2. A little bit of a scrappy engagement here, but honestly, the Pango getting out is a big win.
Yeah, committing Doom to that, thinking they could get him, but these are really good fights for Secret. For how far they were behind, going even in these trades is going to be winning for them.
Absolutely.
they never even lost the tier 2s, which we thought Shopify Rebellion would get after taking the Aegis. So they're hanging on here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely hanging on, right? We're seeing the power of this Wind Ranger start to come through. Like, if she gets an opening, if she's able to stick on top of a hero, if she's not the one getting doomed at the start of the fight, this hero does a lot of damage, right? She's level 18 now, so you've got a ton of bonus attack speed, but also just a really low cooldown on this focus fire to play around.
Yeah, I feel like they were trusting the nuke damage to deal with her, but now that she's at BKB and Sven doesn't have any form of True Strike, like, they're not actually able to deal with her until all her abilities and the cooldowns are down.
It's mostly just like, oh, nice play from Puppy there. Good build from him. He's got himself Defiant Shell, including a Wraith Band, the Pike as well. So he's tanky. 1900 HP, a lot of armor as well. So not an easy kill.
Wind Ranger's got BKB Ags. They're going to look for a fight off that timing.
Okay, that Ags is very nice. Puppy trying the bait here potentially. I mean, Yopaj is not an easy hero to go on, and you can see the Lotus now available from Kitrak, just dropping that on his Timbersaw. But they jump in, nice blink away. Saberlight not really where he wants to be. As Shopify looking for anything, and they will just go ahead and potentially settle for the Enchantress. But Puppy, he gets a beautiful pike away. The Sharpshooter can't finish, but on the backside, they've got the big kill. They're looking for the Timbersaw. He's completely isolated out as the focus fire from Chrysalis gets it. What a huge win again from Secret.
These last couple fights, they are finding the better engages. Both teams had the observers down, but Arteezy wasn't in the smoke, and I think they saw him in one of the Secret observers, where Secret managed to like stay in the trees, and even though Shopify also had an observer, I don't think they were spotted as much. So now I'm gonna look for more off of this. Finding Saberlight here, I can't imagine he gets out.
No, amazing kills. Dude, they're pulling this game right back into it. I mean, the gold at one point, we were, what, like 13,000 ahead almost? 12,000 ahead. We are now down to 6. This gold advantage has been cut in half. And Secret, they're the one pressuring the map now, finally getting this tier 1 tower.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, 6K at this point doesn't matter that much. It's nice for Shopify Rebellion, but as we see, it's really coming down to how you execute these fights. And in the last couple of fights, we haven't seen Doom be able to really hit a key target before that target does its stuff. So like we saw it on Pango, but Pango was already rolling and then just leaves. I don't think we've seen it on Wind Ranger before she just like focus fires someone. So I think if Shopify can find that fight, we'll see a very different result. But so far, it's tough, especially with this Wind Ranger now just being invis as she moves around this fight. It's hard on Saberlight to find the Doom.
No, it really is. And like he also gets his level 20 talent, so he has the focus fire damage reduction, so makes that burst damage that comes out of this Wind Ranger even that much scarier. Yopaj, it looks like he is... Am I seeing this right? Yeah, okay, so he almost has his Octarine. Okay. But
Positioning for Roshan. We're going to see the respawn time's about to come up here a few seconds. I think Shopify Rebellion's okay, timer-wise. Oh, yeah, 2 minutes, definitely. So, a little unlucky for Secret. If it had been a short spawn... Actually, it might have been a bait, because they would have started it, and then Shopify Rebellion's coming in. We're about to find an engage here.
Puppy is not the hero they want. They know their position bottom here. The question is, who do you find? He gets a Stormhammer off, but a nice roll up from Corden. The focus fire is going to come through. He's going to try and just melt down this Sven, but he's got so much armor. The Doom does connect. Now is the question, who wins between the carries? It looks like they've got him. Chrysalis will fall. They managed to find Hoodwink onto the backside in a nice swashbuckle. Corden is doing so much work, but they've managed to isolate the Rubik as well. Can they bring down this Pango? Arteezy, he doesn't have a lot left in the tank, and boom, nice stun. Chrysalis, he's here as well. He's got a focus fire up in 3 seconds. Arteezy, can he find these kills? He's got to be careful. There it is. He's the one in trouble. He's going to go down. And the Pango, yes, you find... Oh, he died to the neutral.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Wow. Okay, huge wins for Secret, honestly.
They did have to use several buybacks, and unfortunately, Roche is actually still not up. The reason they committed those buybacks, they wanted to win this and get Roche, but they're unlucky. Roche will respawn. There'll be a few seconds before Arteezy's up, or like 10 to 20. We'll see if Secret is ready to go as soon as it's up. If they are, they can get it without contesting. Otherwise, if Shopify gets this, they're going to feel great. They're going to have Aegis and no buybacks on Crystallis. And I think Puppy was the other one who bought back. Yeah.
I can't believe Corden gets the deny there. He played that fight so incredibly well. We're gonna see a smoke come out once again. Shopify, they want to try and bring the pressure. They're gonna TP in on Doom here, but you're walking into a high ground. He just goes right on up there. Saberlight looking for his Doom, but he just gets bashed. He's dead. He's gonna have to buy back, but you don't have a TP into this fight, and so you just have to leave now. Yopaj in a little bit of trouble. The Yules is there. Boom, might go in. Oh, they just tossed the puppy Enchantress super far in, but it gives the vision for Kitrak, and now you've lost your Rubik.
They're gonna have to give up this first Roche.
Yeah, I don't think you have a choice. Yeah, it's like this Roche is certainly dead now.
Yeah, you'd have to commit both buybacks, but you'd be in an unfavorable spot considering you're already back here. Man, we got a game. Secret has finally equalized it. They've been a little bit behind on net worth this whole time. I think with this Roche and then in the next few minutes of farming while they're dead, I think they'll finally catch up.
It's gonna be dead even. I am very surprised because I felt like they had pretty good control over this game, but these last 3 fights have just been impossible. And honestly, it kind of all starts with that first death in that bottom lane, right, where they get Arteezy and then they kind of just die one by one.
I think they needed to wait for Arteezy. They were trying to posture in that area, but they need our Arteezy with all the damage he brings. Because they kind of went in without him. Yeah, Doom getting found first. Crystal is just waiting there, Invis, waiting for that TP to finish. Immediately focus fires the Doom.
Radiant are scanning.
So far, things are looking pretty good for the side of Secret, as like you said, net worth pretty much dead even at this point, bringing back a over 12,000 gold deficit at one point.
Tower is under attack. Are scanning.
I still think this can massively change if they doom a target first before that hero gets to do anything. They're still having trouble finding that fight.
I agree. I think that's true. The big problem you have is that Crystallis is absolutely going to go for a Lincoln Sphere. Being a universal hero, it just naturally fits your kit anyway. They go in, they find the Doom. He just pops the BKB immediately, and they want to find something. They're looking for Eki, but he just gets pulled away, and in comes the Rolling Thunder here from Corden. He gets onto the backside. The Doom will hold his Pango in place, but the Gale Force kind of just pushes them all out. So they just reset. They get Doom, they get BKBs, and then they lose nothing.
Yeah, you take that. We'll see them now go top, connect with this creep wave that Enchantress has been pushing in with the summons. Trolls are some of the best creeps you can find in this game, thanks to the damage from the skeletons. Gonna come get these top 2 towers, I imagine. There's no Doom for, what is it, 55 more seconds, so you're gonna wait for that.
I mean, if you would have told me Secret was going to be the one taking all the tier 2 towers first, I probably wouldn't have believed you, but here we are.
I wouldn't have believed myself either.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, this Slardar has honestly been doing so much work in these fights. Like, he, I think, has an Aghanim Scepter coming out as well. Yeah, he does. He has a full Ags coming out. So the ability for him to just blink initiate these fights is that much easier because you just get that huge burst in status resistance, right? 40% as soon as he pops the crush. A lot more difficult to turn on him.
Top tower's almost dead just to creeps.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
My goodness, you're right. Wow.
I think they have the Enchantress skeletons there helping out. Gonna find Doom again?
They do. They almost managed to bring him down, but again, they force another BKB. They do steal Corrosive Haze here from Kitrak, which is decent because I don't think they have many dispels. Outside of roll up, they don't. So It's just BKBs, which speaking of which, Puppy has a BKB now.
Core Enchantress time. Let's go. He's doing a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Now you got to look at all these other heroes trying to doom Pango, trying to doom Wind Ranger. They got Eki and Boom just like causing chaos with their stun. So this Enchantress, like, it's difficult to prioritize her, but if you don't, she's just throwing in all these impetuses. That is a big courier kill.
Full refresher on a courier.
All right, guys,
That
hang
is
on for 3
rough.
minutes. My refresher will be up then.
And they know he buys out for this, right? There's no way you like buy a refresher and not and like have buyback, right? Like they know he doesn't have buyback now and no refresher for 3 minutes.
Well, they're definitely going to be trying to capitalize on that. They'll just hold Shopify Rebellion in the base. We see the observers from Secret. They got one watching the bottom lane. I wouldn't be surprised if they set up another to try to watch top or mid. And they're just gonna hang on to here. Wait for the right fight. They don't want to. They fought so hard to get back into this. They're not gonna do anything too hasty and throw it away.
Yep. Lincoln Sphere done now on the Wind Rangers, so your Doom targets are getting a lot more difficult by the moment.
Are scanning.
We're seeing another Satanic Pango. So this is something that I've seen some Pangoliers do this when like into these Doom matchups where it's like you get doomed and then as soon as the Doom ends, you just pop Satanic and swashbuckle something and you like full heal. But it also comes down to the fact that if you miss that swashbuckle, it's really sad.
Yeah, I'm glad the last time you and I saw this, it was a first item or maybe it was second item Satanic.
Yeah.
That one didn't look as good, but this time he's got several finished up here. I wonder what he's going to replace with this. Maybe consume the Aghanims and then put the Satanic in.
I mean, you might just get like backpack the boots, honestly. Like between Rolling Thunder constantly being up in fights and swashbuckle mobility, I think he's fine. Mid lane, they're looking for Boom on the Slardar. In comes the Sven. He's just gonna immediately BKB. He just gets bashed up, and now the Rolling Thunder out from Corden. Not gonna let him steal, but Eki with a great avalanche on the backside. A nice 4-step on 4. They're trying to get Arteezy to safety, but he does not want to have to pop this BKB. The Doom will finally come out onto the Pango, and now they're looking to just take down Christos. They got him! Instantly dropped. He doesn't even get a chance to leave, and now they pull in the Pangolier as well. The Rolling Thunder's over. Boom on the run, down to 30 HP. Blinks to safety. He's going to survive, but now it's Puppy who will TP to safety as well. Eki on the run. Avalanche toss. Blink in one. Can he make it? He does, but... well, they find him. The Shiva's just barely off the mark. Doom just barely misses him. Oh, they see him. They see him now. Eki's like, oh god, run. Scorched Earth coming up. Another blink in 2 seconds, but it's gonna get broken for the second there. And, well, blinks up again. This guy, space equals made, guys. This is what matters.
Yeah, I think they're actually chasing a little too hard. Arteezy tried to push mid for a while on his own, but just to fall back. Oh, okay, maybe we're gonna get him. All right, go back mid. Let's go.
At the end. Yeah, I mean they're gonna ping Arteezy mid. They have a lot of damage from the Slardar, but he does have his shard now, so you can't get rid of the Warcry. Even with the Corrosive Haze, he was sitting on like 22 armor.
That's good because they needed that fight. Things were looking bad for Shopify Rebellion. It is it's a mental strain to be in the lead and then lose. Like technically they're even, but like to be losing for 20 minutes from the start you had is pretty rough. So I think they really needed this fight, both from like a game strategy sense and a mental moral sense. Like getting that kind of victory shows you have a chance. And Wind Ranger had no buyback. The cooldown's actually over at this point, but no money. They didn't know that on Shopify, but I thought they might try to push for more with her being dead for so long. They only end up getting a tier 2 because of all the space Eki made. So good on him for doing that. Well, let's see what the Roche is.
It also means they took that fight without, of course, the refresher Doom. It is now available. So you do have 2 Dooms at the ready, and Saberlight suddenly has an insane amount of gold. He's on his way to an AC, and it is not that far away.
Long Roshan spawn is good for Secret, I think, to make sure they get to properly reset. They have the banner, so Shopify smoked up, but they're on opposite ends. I think we have a moment to talk about this. I think the banner is really interesting on how you use it, and we've seen a lot of teams just use it for map control. One idea I had that I haven't seen pros do yet, so maybe it's a garbage idea, or maybe it just hasn't come up yet, but maybe you use the banner to help you get the second Roshan. So for example, if Rosh is going to spawn bottom, you put the... Okay, hold that thought. The teams are actually getting close now. All right, never mind, we're spreading again. So if Roshan's spawning bottom, if you put the banner in the top lane, you keep the pressure on the top going, and maybe eventually it forces someone out of position or it chips buildings away. So I want to see if they use that, because Secret has it. They have the banner still.
They don't know that Roshan's a long spawn either, right? It's up in a minute 30, meaning it's going to spawn on the dire side of the map. And that's, I mean, I believe going to be third Rosh, so that means Aghanim Scepter will be available for that third Rosh.
The creeps are getting racks.
Oh.
This is a really cool play from Secret. They know someone is probably making their way back to deal with this. And so they're looking to take the fight right now.
Dude, Sven is in a really bad spot. Is the smoke gonna pop? They do. They see it, but they just jump onto the high ground. They get a great crush onto two. The Avalanche, the toss is there, and the Doom trying to get away. Chrysalis pops his BKB. He is safe. Doom will catch the Slardar first. So he is just gone. And on the side, Kidrak trying his best to survive, but you've lost two. You're gonna buy back both. Corden, he needs to get to safety, but can he get out? The Bushwhack is there. They've got him. A third buyback at the ready if they need it, but again, you're playing into a second round of Doom spells. They get rid of the Ward Sentry, but look at Secret. They all TP top. They're waiting at this outpost. They're like, I dare you, come through this.
Right. It might be to their benefit that their barracks were being killed, because Arteezy actually just comes back to base. I was worried they were about to go through that twin gate. But instead, Shopify might be... Okay. I thought Secret was about to smoke down and find Arteezy, but he's playing it safe.
So scan comes out. Both teams waiting for Rosh. It is about to spawn 2 seconds, and it dies very fast to the side of Secret, but oh, they leave just before it spawns, so they do not know. And Secret is actually in a pretty good position here. Ward Center dropped onto the high ground. They do see it now. They will TP in Kitrak bottom as he's going to try and come through the portal now that they have this high ground position.
God Strength is up again.
Yopaj goes in, he finds Boom. He gets the Hex. Can they finish him off? The Bushwhack is there, and in comes the Sven, but he gets the BKB off just in time. They're going to be able to find Puppey. His buyback is available, but you've got to start this Rosh. You've committed God Strength. And there's the buyback, the first one. They're going for the wraparound here. The wave still actually in a pretty good position, giving Secret some info, but Chrysalis needs to be careful. They want to fight. There they go in. They manage to find Puppey. He pops his BKB. He's trying to get away, but Chrysalis is the big target if they can find him to jump in. Corden gets a nice Rolling Thunder. Arteezy still has the BKB. The God Strength is expiring. Yopaj gets a nice Yules out for the moment. Arteezy goes in. He's got to be careful. Needs to take a lot of damage on the backside. It's going to be Yopaj in trouble, but they managed to finally find the Wind Ranger. Chrysalis on the run. Gets the BKB. He's the safety Puppey. Gonna get back into this fight, but Arteezy's a great Stormhammer. The Avalanche to buy the space. Corden's falling low. He's gonna go down. Chrysalis joins them. 2 buybacks available. They're gonna throw him. They need to get back into this fight. They've got to get this Roshan, but Yopaj, he's alive. He's got his 2 Chakrams. He's doing so much damage. As they just disengage, they see these buybacks. They say, let's reset, as Saberlight might be in some trouble. The buyback from Kitrak as well on this Rubik. They know they have the advantage, the 5v4, but they need to get to Fountain on this Timbersaw. Well, looks like he's just going to stick around. It's just Thelacor. He's going to book it down to the classic TP to their outpost, most likely. What happens from now?
Puppey banner bottom. Banner bottom.
They just get the initiation onto the Sven, but he gets the Stormhammer off. The God Strength is there. Chrysalis goes down. That's the kill you're looking for. Boom's trying to escape, but Yopaj has got his number. It looked like a potential good fight there, but this Sven is too big.
That might be it. I don't even know if they go Aegis. They might just run down for towers. They know there are no buybacks.
Yeah, absolutely no buybacks available. All 5 have been spent before this fight, and you know, as you got a tier 2 top, you lost your mid lane. It was just taken by Corden, but you've got so much time here, right? I feel like you have to get into the high ground.
I think so. I don't know if they can end it, because so here's one fortify. You'll get to the tier 3s, take that tier 3, another fortify. So I think they'll lose a couple sets, but I don't think they'll lose the game here. But they are pretty far behind here, so yeah, maybe like get one and then go Roche.
Do the
that could be
actual
safe.
Roche on.
Yeah,
I mean, it is a free Ags. It's a pretty good Ags
trying to make
game.
space.
Corden, yeah, I mean, it's working. He's being super obnoxious. There's a Doom available, though, and he might let it go as Saberlight's trying to find his option. He throws the Hex, even the Wind Waker out as well, but does not find the option. Here we go. It's Barracks time. God Strength up in 3 seconds. They will
now
go
the
ahead and
banner's been
drop
placed
it.
bottom.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Banner's getting to work. I mean, God Strength just straight tier 4s. RTZ says, why not? They jump in. They get on top of Puppey. He pops the BKB, but that's not going to save you against that amount of physical damage. And, you know,
there's no more
who needs
fortifies.
Barracks? We end game. GG comes out, and Shopify will close out their day with a 2-0 over Secret.